It's 6:30 in the evening, May 25th, 1950. Chicago's South Side is alive with rush hour noise, car horns, voices, the clatter of a city winding down. Workers are packed onto the Green Hornet Streetcar, shoulder to shoulder, just trying to get home. Nobody's thinking about danger. They do this every day. In the next 4 minutes, 34 of them won't make it. The Green Hornet was the nickname for Chicago's fleet of modern PCC streetcars running State Street. Fast, smooth, and the city was proud of them. By 1950, the route was one of the busiest in the CTA system. That Thursday evening, car 7078 was packed with southbound commuters. Motorman Paul Manning was at the controls. A flooded underpass near 63rd Street had been causing detours all day. Streetcars were supposed to switch east to go around it. There was even a flagger posted at the switch, waving cars through. Manning approached at 30 miles per hour. He didn't slow down. Car 7078 hit the switch at full speed, derailed, and slid sideways directly into a Mack tanker truck idling on State Street. That truck was carrying 8,000 gallons of gasoline. The tanker ruptured on impact. Gasoline flooded across State Street in every direction, under the streetcar, into the gutters, across the pavement. Somewhere in the wreckage, there was a spark. The fire shot flames 250 feet into the sky. Witnesses said it looked like a bomb went off. The streetcar was engulfed almost instantly. Buildings across the street blistered. Parked cars caught fire. The gasoline kept feeding the blaze, spreading it down the block like a living thing. Inside car 7078, passengers had seconds to react. And those seconds were stolen by a design flaw nobody had thought much about until now. The rear doors opened inward. In a panic, people rushed them instinctively and pushed. The doors pushed back. The harder they shoved, the more they blocked each other from escaping. Bodies piled up at those rear doors. 32 people burned to death, trapped not just by fire, but by the machine that was supposed to take them home. Not everyone perished. A 14-year-old girl named Beverly Clark kept her head, found the emergency release on the center doors, and forced them open as the fire closed in. Several people escaped through that opening. Beverly survived. 30 people made it out alive. 50 total were injured. 5 buildings burned to the ground. 120 people lost their homes that night. By the time 33 fire trucks arrived, 20,000 people had gathered in the streets. The National Safety Council confirmed it 2 days later. Largest death toll from a motor vehicle accident in American history at that point. 6 separate investigations launched immediately. The public wanted answers. But here's what doesn't make the highlight reels. The passengers were almost entirely black. The neighborhood around 63rd and State was a predominantly black community. The buildings that burned belonged to black families. Contemporary newspapers made a point of noting the victim's race. Historians argue this was deliberate, a signal to white readers that the disaster was happening somewhere else, to someone else. It dampened outrage at exactly the moment accountability was possible. Conductor William Liddell fled the scene. He was arrested the next day and charged with leaving the scene of an accident. The charges were later dropped. The CTA settled with families in 1955, 5 years later, paying nearly $900,000 total. About $10 million in today's money, split across 34 deaths and dozens of injuries. In 1958, Chicago eliminated its entire streetcar system, replaced with buses. The intersection of 63rd and State still exists today. No memorial, no marker, no sign that 34 people got on a streetcar one Thursday evening and never came home. That's the Green Hornet Streetcar Disaster, a catastrophe Chicago mostly forgot. If this is the kind of history you want more of, subscribe to Skane Crime. We're just getting started.